Chapter 21. Distraction in Gold. It had become something of a quiet rhythm, noticing her in the smallest moments. Zafira often read deep into the afternoons, the drapes of her chamber windows drawn just wide enough to let in the golden light. I'd see her through the arched doorway as I passed, sprawled on her belly on the low cushions, ankles crossed in the air, her chin propped on her hand as her eyes moved steadily across pages. The curve of her spine, bare beneath the fall of her dark hair, was often exposed by the backless silk she preferred in private. She would bite her lower lip when deep in thought, absently twirling a ringlet of hair around her finger. I never dared disturb her. She never noticed me watching. Or so I thought. Her lessons continued daily: law, diplomacy, politics, ancient desert histories. She was diligent, her mind sharp, but I noticed her growing more restless. She'd mastered more than her tutors expected, and I could see the weight of duty beginning to bore her. It began quietly, a rustle at the edge of my chambers, a shift in the still air thick with camphor and dried myrrh. The scent of the always preceded her arrival. Desert rose and something darker beneath it like scorched cinnamon bark. I thought it was my imagination the first time. Then I looked up. Zafira stood in the doorway of my potion sanctum, framed in warm amber light. No guards, no attendants, just her. He wore black silk, light as breath, shaped into minimal wrap that clung to her hips and split boldly along both legs, revealing them up to her hips. Her feet were bare, they always were. Anklets glinted softly as she stepped onto the cold stone floor. Her hair was loose, long, trailing behind her as she moved. She drifted closer, and her fingers reached out, trailing along the shelf of vials with slow precision. Her nails clicked faintly against the glass. Click, click, drag, each sound louder than it had any right to be in the hush of my lab. "You have phoenix feather extract," she said. "That's restricted for royal use." "I'm aware," I murmured. "And basilisk venom. Pure, not diluted." It was a statement, not a question. "Yes," I said simply. She turned her head towards me, her expression unreadable. "Were you planning a coup, Master Snape?" "Only if forced," I said flatly. That earned a smirk. She circled the central table like a feline inspecting territory. Her eyes scanned the grimoires stacked high beside the mortar and pestle, the delicate glasswork boiling over slow flame, the ancient shelves that smelled of star anise and steel root. Then she leaned forward, trailing a fingertip along a scroll unfurled near my notes. "You study local medicine, too," she said. "Even the old healing charms from the Unification?" "I study everything," I replied. Knowledge had no borders. Zafira looked at me then, full in the face. Her eyes glowed in the morning light. "Neither do desires," she said. I froze for a moment. Did she know? Had she found me out despite my desperate attempts to hide how I felt for her? She couldn't. She had to be guessing. The room pressed inward. The candle flames bent subtly in her direction. Magic shifted around her, coiling like smoke untrained, maybe, but potent. In her blood, in her bones. She didn't need a wand to stir things into motion. I inhaled once, slowly, controlled. "What are you looking for, Princess?" I asked, continuing my tedious task. She lifted a small, dark vial between her fingers. Moonflower oil, one I had ground by hand, and held it into the light. "Understanding," she said, and turned, hips swaying like the swing of a pendulum over something buried and dangerous.